Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Meiman. My Deadpool becomes stronger when I speak. Chapter 1. Dimly lit room. A skinny man lay on the blood-stained hospital bed. The man on the adjacent bed had a ruddy complexion. At the moment just woke up. Before opening his eyes, his right hand subconsciously wanted to touch the phone under the pillow. But I feel that my hands and body cannot move a lot. It was like being tied up with a rough hemp rope. I thought it was just not waking up. So he turned his body violently. But this time I really felt the sense of restraint from my body. Then his eyes opened suddenly, and he exerted his strength again. But when he saw the strange room in front of him and the hemp rope tied to his body, there will inevitably be a burst of exclamation in the room. What's the situation? I'm just taking a nap at work, so don't tie me to the bed. Hey, untie it for me. Where are people? The struggling person tied to a wooden bed like a mummy is called Meiman. He is an NPC player in a real haunted house. Because there are no appointments on Monday. Plus playing games all night last night. So I squinted for a while at noon. But when he woke up, he found himself lying in a room with dim lights and musty smell. Cough, don't shout. The man on the other bed was skinny. The hair was like a stinking bird's nest. The white patient gown was stained with fluids of various colors. Also tied to the bed. But his mood is relatively stable. It's just that Meiman's yelling just now made him look flustered. Meiman turned his head and looked in the direction of the speaker. There is another bed 3 steps away. The person lying on it startled Meiman. If it weren't for being able to speak, I would have thought it was a mummy. Scare me, are you a real person or a prop? Don't talk. The mummy man spoke weakly. And still speaking English. Meiman also communicated in broken English. You are a player, or an NPC. The mummy man frowned. A feeling of understanding, but not understanding. NPC. Language template has been rewritten. Load multi-language. Who is speaking? Meiman turned his head to look at the 4 walls of the room. The walls were filthy and covered with all kinds of swear words. Could not find the camera and transmitter. Not like the layout of a haunted house. Okay, stop pretending. I was designated to be lazy, so they teamed up to punish me. I've been in the haunted house for many years, but I don't yell like those timid players. Meiman put on a look of fearlessness. The head kept turning to find the camera hidden in the room. The man on the bed next to him couldn't understand what Meiman was doing. Thought he was a fool. Hey, let me go. Anyone. Let me go quickly. Meiman couldn't stand being tied to the bed and shouted again. At the same time, it made the man next to the hospital bed very disturbed again. It seems to be afraid of something. I told you, don't shout, you will attract those terrible guys. The mummy raised his weak voice a few decibels. The words spoken can also be understood by Meiman. At the moment he turned pale. Neither the tone nor the expression seemed to come from the show. Even Meiman, who has performed countless scripts, was stunned. Okay then, I'll keep my voice down. The professionalism of the mummy man made Meiman feel inferior. So just get in the game. Can you tell me where this is? I don't know where it is, but I have been here for more than a month. This place is similar to a mental hospital dedicated to torture. After speaking, the mummy man stared at the ceiling and sighed. It's the theme of the mental hospital again, isn't there already 2 versions? Meiman muttered softly. Don't want to be heard by foreign men. Save yourself and get emotional and say that you are not substituting enough. What should I do next? You don't have to do anything, just be quiet. I just hope those people don't come again. I really don't want to be tortured by them anymore. In order to mutate me, they tortured my body a lot. The mummy man's eyes widened and his mood was very unstable. The eyes looking at Meiman seemed to want to tell Meiman all the encounters. How do the people in the hospital torture you? Meiman asked inadvertently. It made the lips of the mummy man tremble. It's not like fear, it's more like an expression of grievance. They pulled out all my nails and nailed them into my body. The worst thing is that they tried to save me when I was about to die, saying that the current torture is to make me a mutant. Mutants. Yes, those who have mutated to possess super abilities. I'm tied here, could it be that I'm the next test subject? Yes, that's right. You will also experience the torment that life is worse than death after a while. The emotions are vented. There was a little more sympathy in the mummy man's eyes. At the same time, Mewbai is also looking forward to the development of the next plot. After all, the haunted house theme related to mutant sounds very fresh. It didn't take long for the two of them to talk. The people in the ward were pulled away. The sound was like that of an old iron gate. A man in a clean white coat and a white mask strode in with Martin boots. Mewbai desperately raised his head to look at the male doctor who came in. I was about to shout but found out that I was not an acquaintance. Also a foreigner. Fair skin, delicate eyebrows, blue eyes, straight nose. It is not difficult to see that he should be a handsome guy. It's just that he looked at Mewbai with a little more doubt. He didn't ask anything. He glanced at the mummy man on the bed next to him. The mummy man dared not make eye contact. Immediately close your eyes. Try to twist your neck to tilt your head to one side. But this still couldn't stop the male doctor from asking gently, "How does Reese feel? Don't torture me anymore. I really can't mutate, please let me go." Reese burst into tears. The sound made Mewbai feel a little heartbroken. "You don't need to tell me, I can see it too. Your blood sample hasn't changed at all for a month, you really can't be a mutant. Since I can't mutate, you can just kill me and stop wasting time on me. I won't do anything, I'll hand you over to Area C." "No, do not want. Here Area Circa." Reese became extremely flustered. Immediately afterwards, his eyes suddenly enlarged. He seemed to be biting something hard in his mouth. Soon blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. Reese bit his tongue and killed himself. Mewbai on the other side was frightened the whole time. "I can't tell whether what happened in the room is true or not. Who are you? I remember that there was no one on this bed." After Reese's death, the male doctor looked at Mewbai's eyes and smiled into crescent moons. And Mewbai quickly replied, "Then just keep pretending that I don't exist." Your humor successfully made the male doctor in front of you laugh. His mood improved a lot in an instant. Resistibility +10, current resistibility, 10. The ability will be obtained when the anti-strike ability reaches 100. He didn't have time to react to the voice that suddenly sounded in his head. The male doctor suddenly took off his mask and looked at Mewbai. He looks like Ed Skrein. That is the villain Ajax in the Deadpool 1 movie. Mewbai has seen the Deadpool movie. Also familiar with Ajax. Just wondering why he's here. You are the first person to speak humorously. You usually meet people who are yelling or begging for mercy. To tell you the truth, I have more jokes. That can tell you that I don't like humorous people. I just need you to provide value, otherwise you will end up like Reese, or it may be even worse. Ajax is not going to let you go, but I have also seen your humor. Virus resistance +5, current virus resistance, 5. The ability will be obtained when the virus resistance reaches 100. Come in, Angel." The voice just fell. A female version of The Rock Johnson walked in outside the door. A tall, blonde man rests on his shoulders. As the room full, the woman chewed gum and looked around the room. A single look made Mewbai too scared to speak. "I'm afraid that the female Chang Sen will take a fancy to me." "Just put it on Reese's hospital bed," Ajax said. Female Johnson glared at the dead body. Stride to Reese's bed. One hand threw the corpse flying with a whoosh. No matter how thin Reese was. There are also 60 or 70 caddies. But women are like throwing a soda can. The sudden scene made Mewbai no longer think that he was being tricked by his colleagues. "But really in hell, Angel, did you bring this little boy?" The woman named Angel followed Ajax's words. He took a close look at Mewbai. "I don't know him, he looks like an Asian." "That's weird. As soon as I came in, I found him tied to the bed. Maybe someone else did it." Angel didn't care, and kept chewing gum in his mouth. He casually threw the man on his shoulders onto the hospital bed. Mewbai glanced at it intentionally. When seeing the appearance of the blonde man, almost cried out in surprise. Because the blonde man looks a lot like Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. Can't say 100%. Also 90% similar. "Excuse me, are you making a movie?" Mewbai looked at the male doctor with question marks on his face. Also thought of that strong woman named Angel. It's Angel Dust who blasted Colossus in Deadpool 1. Making a movie. Angel smiled disdainfully. This kid just woke up. There will be a time when he is sober. Just not now. The male Dr. Ajax smiled slantingly. Then he stopped talking to the two of them, leaving the ward one after the other. After the door closed, the room fell into darkness again. I'm not making a movie, maybe I've time traveled. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Meiman shook his head violently. I don't believe it until I hear a ding. Ding. You are already aware of your situation. Every sentence you say will be judged, and high-quality speech will trigger rewards. Rewards are distributed randomly. Gain suffocation resistance +5, current suffocation resistance, 5. When the resistance to holding back poop reaches 50, the ability will be obtained. This can also be added. But the swollen chrysanthemum felt much more comfortable in an instant. It really adds a little resistance. Realized that I had really crossed. Meiman can only admit defeat. But fortunately, different kinds of abilities can be obtained by speaking. At this time, Wade on the bed next to him also woke up. He covered his dizzy head and opened his eyes to look around. When he found himself tied to a bed, a burst of exclamation sounded in the room. What's the situation? I'm just here to see a doctor, so don't tie me to the bed. Hey, untie it for me. Where are you people? Quote. Meiman on the side was a little dazed. Are you imitating my speech, or do you mean that the people who wake up all have the same speech skills? While making complaints, it caught Wade's attention by the way. Gain suffocation resistance +5, current suffocation resistance, 10. Can't give something useful. Meiman roared into the air. In order to be rewarded, Meiman will consider every word he says now. Who are you? Wade looked at Meiman curiously. He was also found tied to the bed. I don't know where it is, but I have been here for more than a month. This place is similar to a mental hospital dedicated to torture. This passage pays tribute to Reese who has died. Gain undead resistance +10, current undead resistance, 10. The ability will be obtained when the undead resistance reaches 100. Psychiatric hospital. Wade frowned. He already regarded Meiman in front of him as mentally ill. Hey, is there anyone? Wade shouted and struggled. The bed creaked constantly. Don't shout, this place is not what you imagined. Meiman wants to talk to Wade. It's just that Wade just wants to call the others right now. I don't want to waste extra time on a patient who is also tied to the bed. What did you tie me up for? Quickly let me go. Hey, I know the purpose of your coming here is to treat cancer, right? Meiman is lucky to have watched the Deadpool 1 movie 10 times. It is also clear why Wade appeared. And what will the male doctor and Angel do next? Except for the Asian boy next to him, there is no one alive. Vanessa, you are here for her. Wake up the dreamer with one word. Wade's emotions have calmed down. Undead resistance +10, current undead resistance, 20. Trigger crit. Cure ability +5, current cure ability, 5. The ability will be obtained when the healing ability reaches 100. How do you know Vanessa? Wade was stunned. He loves Vanessa very much. So much so that when I heard Vanessa's name, her mind is full of shadows. Also includes some 4x. We'll talk about Vanessa later, you'd better figure out the situation here first. Seeing that Wade was finally willing to listen to himself, Meiman continued, this place is not as beautiful as you think. They say they can cure your cancer, but they actually want to arrest you for human experiments, and activate the mutant gene in your body through psychological and physical torture. Mutant, you should have heard of it. And the mutant gene is to allow ordinary people to. Shut up. Wade couldn't help it, can you get to the point? Wade realizes that there are guys who are more talkative than himself. Double knife proficiency +10, current dual knife proficiency, 10. The point is that you were deceived by them. They didn't intend to treat your cancer at all, but used you as an experimental subject for experiments. Spoilers. Double knife proficiency +13, current dual knife proficiency, 23. The ability will be obtained when the dual knife mastery reaches 100. Wade's eyes glaze over. He would never have believed there was a cure for cancer. But in order to stay together with Vanessa, still willing to give it a try. Now tied to the bed, listening to the poor English of the people next to you. Wade began to wake up slowly. Instead of looking for crooked ways, it's better to cherish the last time with Vanessa. You were also tricked by them to treat cancer. That's right, I've been here for several days, and I've seen the darkness here. It's not just us, there are many victims here. Half an hour ago someone killed himself by biting his tongue on the bed you were lying on. Wade cursed and began to break free from the rope with all his strength. See signs of looseness in the rope on Wade. For a moment, Meiman put all his hopes of escape on Wade. After all, Wade was a special soldier before. The physique is much stronger. I'm starting to hate rope now. Wade didn't forget to express his emotion when he was struggling. And Meiman was lying on the side cheering for Wade. He knew exactly what to say. If you want to meet Vanessa, you'd better get out of your rope while they let their guard down on the newcomer. Otherwise you will be trapped here for a long time like me. I don't want to be in this dark, smelly cell. Yes, it's terrible here. The worst thing is that you don't know if Vanessa will completely forget you in the days when you are not with Vanessa. Your words attracted Wade's attention, and he struggled harder to break free. He said so, but if the two of them haven't seen each other for a long time, they will inevitably worry about Vanessa. Double knife proficiency plus 10, current dual knife proficiency, 33. Impossible. No one is more suitable for Vanessa than me. At the moment omit a whole bunch of XXXXX. The veins in Wade's neck popped. His face was flushed from overexertion. Even so, the mouth is not idle. Don't forget her left and right legs. It's Thanksgiving and Christmas. If you can't get rid of the rope, your resort will become someone else's territory. Your words continue to stimulate Wade. The word resort makes Wade's blood surging, constantly producing dopamine that makes him excited. Healing ability plus 10, current healing ability, 15. Ah, Wade yelled. The rope that bound the body was finally stretched. See Wade succeed. Meiman's face blossomed with joy. Great man, you did it. I feel happy for you. By the way, it can also untie your cheerleaders. Meiman smiled all over his face. Wade, who broke free from the rope, didn't look right. The look at Meiman is even more emotionless. He jumped directly on the bed and sat on Meiman. In the next second, the fist made intimate contact with Meiman's face. I'm going to kill you, perverted peeping Tom. You even know what I said to Vanessa. I've only told him about Christmas and Thanksgiving, and only once. How do you know? After speaking, he punched Meiman on the nose again. Listen to my sophistry. No, listen to my explanation. I'm not a voyeur. Everything just now was seen on TV. What? You still put the video of us secretly on TV? Wade is more convinced that you are a voyeur. Increased anger value. Poop resistance plus 20, current resistance to poop, 30. Crit. Resist ability plus 20, current resist ability, 30. Now Meiman's situation has not improved. Instead, he was beaten by Wade riding on him. Tell me, what else are you doing? Even after punching twice, Wade's anger still did not dissipate. Another punch came down. Help. See explanation unclear. His body was tied up again and he couldn't move. Meiman could only shout. It happened that the door opened in the room. Angel strode in with a match in his mouth. As soon as he came in, he saw Wade riding on Meiman. There was a constant creaking sound from the bed. What are you doing? She roared and walked straight over. He heard a woman's voice behind him. Wade turned his head sharply. I haven't waited to see Angel's appearance clearly. The body flew to the wall. Seeing Meiman with blood all over his face, Angel asked fiercely, what's going on? The man just said that you are fat and ugly. I refuted him a few words, but he broke away from the rope and beat me. While beating me, he said that if you had this physique in WWE, you would definitely win the women's championship. Successfully transferred Angel's anger to Wade. And gain a little favor from Angel. Angel is very concerned about other people's evaluation of his figure. Resist ability plus 10, current resist ability, 40. At this point Wade just stood up. He didn't bother to explain anything. Because I don't think I can't deal with a strong woman. Until Angel lifted the hospital bed over his head. The closed mouth instantly opened a lot. Wait, listen to my sophistry. No, let me explain. He's spouting. Wade made an immediate gesture of surrender. But it didn't finish. He was directly knocked unconscious under the bed. At the same time, the noise in the room made the male Dr. Ajax rush over. Angel, what's the matter? I taught this man a lesson for his rude words. Ajax casts a glance at Wade, who is pinned down by the bed. Since he's so active, it's better to experiment on him in advance. Angel didn't reply, lifted the bed with one hand and dragged Wade out. Lift it up easily on your shoulders. Just as the two were about to leave, Meiman suddenly asked in a low voice, "Does that one have a tissue?" Plug my nose. I don't want to be the first person to die from too much nosebleed. Attracted the attention of two people and solved the problem that he would die due to excessive blood loss. But it also brought misfortune to myself. Undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 30. What happened to that guy's face? I was beaten by this person. Let's take it away together. Angel nodded. Make a fist and walk towards Meiman. The casserole-sized fist made Meiman panic. Wait, you don't need to knock me out, I am willing to be carried on your shoulders. Avoided an injury. Let Angel think you are an obedient man. Resistibility plus 10, current resistibility, 50. Angel snapped the rope. Meiman quickly inserted 2 fingers into his nostrils to stop the bleeding. The antics almost made Angel laugh out loud. Here, I don't want you to stain my clothes. He has a fierce expression. But he acted warmly and took out a pack of tissues from his pocket and handed it to Meiman. Even strong girls will not forget to bring tissues when they go out. Thank you, your heart is really as kind as Angel, no wonder people call you Angel. Slightly touched, this is the first time someone praised me like this. Angel thinks you must be very friendly to women in real life. Your chance of being beaten by Angel will be reduced. Resistibility plus 20, current resistibility, 70. Come up by yourself. Angel turned his back to Meiman. After Meiman tissue paper blocked the nose. Quickly stood up and lay on Angel's shoulders. Ajax on the side was also dumbfounded. This is the first time I have seen such a wonderful person. Not only did they not resist, but they also cooperated very well. After a while, several people took the elevator to the negative floor. The moment the elevator doors opened, there was a pungent smell of medicine. From time to time, screams and begging for mercy can be heard. Metal banging, chainsaw sounds and more. The original underground parking lot has been transformed into a large-scale human experiment base. Successful, Ajax come and see. Just a few steps out of the elevator. A gray-haired middle-aged man in a white coat trotted towards Ajax. What's the number? After 3 weeks of torture, the experimental question 56 has successfully mutated. What ability? Ajax also smiled. The thing that makes him happiest. Nothing is better than the success of the experiment. Come and have a look first. The middle-aged man couldn't wait to take Ajax there. Angel, you take them to Area B. After leaving a word, Ajax left with the middle-aged man. How much does he pay you every month? This is none of your business. How long have you been working here? Shut your mouth. Angel turned his head and glanced at Meiman on the left shoulder. Meiman was so frightened that he immediately buried his head in Angel's creaking nest. After a few seconds of silence, Angel's tone suddenly became gentle. As long as you can mutate quickly, you don't have to suffer more torture. On the contrary, the slower the mutation, the longer the torture time will be, and the torture level will increase to the point where the human body cannot bear it. They will first inject you with a drug to activate the mutant gene, and then use a series of pressure methods such as torture until you have supernatural powers or die. Then how long is the fastest mutation time here? 3 days. Angel replied coldly, and that person's ability to mutate is quite good. Is it possible that people with more powerful abilities can sell at a higher price? Angel feels like you know something. Resistibility plus 20, current resistibility, 90. How do you know about the business? You can guess it. If there is no benefit, you won't spend a lot of time arresting people and doing experiments to make them mutate. After all, if there is no sale, there will be no harm. Let Angel look across your eyes at you. The favorability has risen a little again. Aroused Angel's curiosity about you. Resistibility plus 10, current resistibility, 100. Anti-strike ability reached 100, successfully unlocked level 1 anti-strike ability. Level 1 anti-punch ability. Increase the basic anti-punch ability twice, and you will become more resistant, and it is not a fixed value. The stronger the basic anti-punch ability, the higher the benefits you will get. May I have your name? For the first time, Angel, who was taciturn and only relied on violent output, became curious about a person. Meiman, I hope you can survive until the moment of mutation. Because you're the only one who makes me talk so much. If you want, I hope to stay by your side forever. In order to survive, Meiman is going all out. Oh, then you are dreaming. Even if he has some affection for Meiman, Angel still transferred Wade and Meiman to Area B as instructed. After reaching Area B, two strong men came to meet him. They placed Meiman and Wade each on a pushable high-level bed. Handcuffs and shackles were installed on the hospital bed. There are also belts to fix the neck and waist. Good night, Angel. Aware of their own situation. When being pushed away, Meiman still showed a bright smile to Angel. It was as if a light suddenly shone into Angel's heart. Because no man has ever smiled at her. More fear and discrimination. Angel wanted to try to forget you. But your good night and smile will take root in her heart. Power plus 20 current power, 20. Poop resistance plus 20 current resistance to poop, 50. Poop resistance reaches 50, unlocks stinky farts. After being pushed for a while, Meiman and Wade separated briefly. Into a different room. There was an elderly man in the room Meiman entered. Standing by the wall were two muscular bodyguards holding guns. At the moment, the old man just covered the experimental subject on the hospital bed with a white sheet. Unfortunately, after 10 days of torture and injection of 10 kinds of drugs that tortured the body, it still failed to mutate in the end. The old man's words were full of regret. Yo, here comes another young man. Yes, Ajax's efficiency is quite fast. I wanted to take a rest, but now I'm busy again. The old man set his eyes on Meiman. The look of disappointment was rekindled. Hello, is there a toilet here? I can't hold it anymore. It would be better to have paper in the toilet, because I don't have it with me. One sentence broke the dignified atmosphere. The old man just wants to say, you are here to do experiments, not to go to the bathroom. Odor resistance plus 15, current odor resistance, 15. If it weren't for the resistance to holding back poop, Meiman has long felt the taste of Xiaohe's sharp horns. Now it has exceeded the resistance range. There is a possibility of an explosion at any time. So Meiman had to propose. He didn't want to be a corpse suffocating shit. There is no toilet, but there are many torture devices. I will take you to see them later. The old man smiled contemptuously. He often heard the trick of going to the toilet to delay time. So I ignored it. He took out a thin needle and walked to Meiman. Relax your body and don't tense up. The injection I gave you is a good thing. It will activate the potential mutant gene in your body. There is a chance that you will become a person with super ability like mutant. Is it really that magical? Meiman pretended to be surprised and asked. Yes, it is so magical that it can transform you from an ordinary person into a mutant. Think about how cool it would be to have a super ability. Sounds really good, but if it's so good, why don't you inject yourself? A question to the ignorant old man. He has never heard such an unexpected rhetorical question. Undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 40. Super ability is still suitable for you young people. When I am old, using it is a waste. Don't waste it, maybe you can get an ability of eternal youth after injection. The old man was a little shaken by what you said. Undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 50. I won't take the risk, let it be used by you. After speaking, he quickly injected it into Meiman's body. Afraid of being shaken in his heart, he directly stabbed himself. You are not afraid that I will destroy you after possessing a super ability. You don't have to worry. If you have such thoughts, I advise you to give up, otherwise you will see the scariest mutant here. The old man put away the empty needle with a smile. Press the mobile bed button to turn Meiman's body on his back. Then he took out a thick needle filled with yellow liquid from a nearby laboratory drawer. I want to ask, is it too late to change to a female nurse? I really think of this place as a treatment institution. There are no female nurses, only me, Walter. You are very lucky to come to my room. Unlike others, I will not torture you with instruments and weapons. Instead of using the poison I researched, the yellow liquid in this needle, I like to call it Aunt Yahe, because once it is injected into your body, you will experience the feeling of being bitten by ants all over your body after a few minutes. How do you know? Could it be that you tried it yourself? I definitely haven't tried it, but those test subjects that were injected with ants' teeth black say so. Are all guys named Walter this perverted? I just got the ability to fight against it and want to fight hard for 2 days. I didn't expect to meet an old man who specialized in refining drugs. It's like stacking armor to withstand spell damage. Simply useless. Mubai's heart was also instantly cooled. Yes, I am indeed perverted, because I have studied more than 70 kinds of poisons, and have done experiments on more than 40 people so far, and everyone can't handle 10 kinds. Then you must not miss the man named Wade next door. That man is very resistant to poison and will help your experiment. Arouse Walter's curiosity. Odor resistance plus 10, current odor resistance, 25. Thanks for the tip, but before that I want to see your reaction. After speaking, go straight in with one hand. He pulled his trousers up to his heels. No, you're about to scare the shit out of me. Don't move, it will be fine soon. Walter's body slowly leaned towards Mubai's ass. Boom, puff puff. Suddenly there was a muffled sound, followed by a series of voices. A cloud of air burst out from Mubai's body, blowing the old man's white hair. Cough. Soon there was no one except Mubai in the room. Everyone else coughed violently. The bodyguard on the side hastily covered his nose, his face was pale and he coughed continuously. Another bodyguard was not optimistic either. He spat out with a wow. Because of the bad fart, the two ran outside while vomiting. And the old man is even more unfortunate. Face farts and die on the spot. Why, it would be nice to let me go to the toilet earlier. It doesn't have to be so embarrassing. Those two brothers vomited so violently, I'm afraid they couldn't even keep their meal last night. The two bodyguards have begun to regret not letting you go to the bathroom first. The old man lying on the ground is silent forever. Deadly poisoner plus 10, currently deadly poisoner, 10. Silence forever. Hey, you're not going to die, are you? Mubai shouted. Being smoked to death by a fart is a strange enough death. The abnormality of the two bodyguards outside the door quickly attracted the attention of the monitoring room. 10 seconds. The bald man, the governor of Area B, rushed over with 7 or 8 men armed with weapons. Unknowingly thought that the experimental subject rebelled after gaining the ability. How? It stinks. Did the toilet explode? Everyone could smell it from more than 20 meters away. They covered their noses and stopped in place. And the two bodyguards at the moment who were standing at the door vomiting had passed out. And there were constant popping sounds coming from the room where Mubai was. The smell is getting stronger. There was a faint yellow smoke in front of his eyes. Inhaling half a minute is enough to make people choke, vomit and feel nauseous. Only the door of Dr. Walter's laboratory is open, so it should come from somewhere. The bald man's most trusted subordinate reminded. Walter won't develop another poison, it's specially used to torture people. Probably not. The bodyguards at the door all fell to the ground. Drive Walter will not attack his own people, and the poison he made should be contained in a needle tube and will not release smoke. Then let's go and see. The bald man holds a gun in one hand. He covered his nose with the other hand. Lead the team to endure the nausea and walk towards the room where Mubai is. Just take 3 steps. There were several violent coughs in the team. Take 2 more steps. Someone has already started vomiting. After another 5 steps, there was no sound. A total of only 10 steps closer. The bald man also felt a headache and nausea. The smell is dozens of times stronger than gas bombs. Realized something was wrong. The bald man was about to turn around and order to evacuate. But when he turned around, the people behind him were already gone. MD, these fools ran away and didn't call me. Let's tell Ajax first. After finishing speaking, he ran away cursing. For those who can run, Shangdang is very lucky at the moment. Those who couldn't run were handcuffed to the bed and couldn't move. A final resistance by holding your breath. But the method can only be eased for a minute or 2. When I can't hold it back, I have to suck a cool fart. Some experimenters with weak breath holding ability didn't wait to start the experiment. I have already experienced what life is worse than death. Unable to move his whole body, he was forced to experience the stench of poisonous gas. It is not an exaggeration to call it the cruelest experiment. Worst of all was Wade. Wade's room is next to Mubai's. It is also the closest to the smell. When he just woke up, he foamed at the mouth and passed out on the hospital bed. Because the smell keeps spreading, the entire Area B was covered in a thin layer of mist. Ajax, there is trouble in Area B, come and have a look. 100 meters away from the smell, the bald man immediately called Ajax. What's wrong? I don't know either. Anyway, it has something to do with the 2 people you sent. Not long after it was delivered, the entire Area B was surrounded by stench. Now there are many people and experimental subjects in Area B who don't know whether they are dead or alive. Okay, I'll go right away. Realized something was wrong. Ajax frowned and immediately hung up the phone. What's wrong with Ajax? Asked the middle-aged man on the side. On the hospital bed in front of them lay a young man with a pair of wings on his back. You take good care of number 35, he is very valuable to us. Angel and I will go to Area B first, there is a little trouble here. Heard there is trouble in the B area. Angel was taken aback. Not long after Meiman was sent there was trouble. There is a high probability that it is related to Meiman. Maybe he already has the awakening ability. Angel. Ajax touched the dazed Angel. Angel suddenly came back to his senses. Come on, let's go take a look. Not long after, the 2 were about to approach Area B. A stench was the first to greet him. What smell? Angel hurriedly slowed down and covered his mouth and nose. It smells very strong. Ajax can't smell it. Not only did his body lose his sense of pain, also lost the sense of taste. Yes, if I go any further, I'm afraid I'll fall too. Then you stay here and I'll go take a look. After speaking, Ajax rushed into the mist alone. The aim is precise. Go straight to the ward where Meiman is. When rushing to the room, inside, Meiman was found foaming at the mouth and lying on the hospital bed. On the ground nearby lay Walter's body. Ajax turned Walter over first. Found him dead. Meiman on the hospital bed just passed out. He didn't care, turned around and went to other rooms. After a while, the bald man took the lead and his subordinates all wore gas masks. Returned to Area B with a large number of air purifiers. Until more than 3 hours later, the smell gradually dissipated. Although the smell still remains. But I can barely accept it. Ajax, have you found Walter? The 2 just met each other. The bald man became concerned about Walter's condition. He is dead. Ajax looked indifferent. Who did it? Dare to kill people in my B area? It should be Walter who inspired the ability of the experimental subject. I didn't expect that the experimental subject happened to be able to release the stench and let him die. I'm going to kill that guy. The bald man raised his gun angrily. Because of Meiman and their B area, many people died at once. Right to go. The shoulder was suddenly grabbed by Angel and he couldn't move. What are you up to? It's okay to kill anyone, but it's not okay to kill mutants, because they still have value. The bald man looked at Ajax in surprise. Usually Angel is taciturn. Only use violence to solve problems. Take the initiative to protect a mutant for the first time. Angel is right. He cannot die. The odor released by his body is still quite lethal. I believe there will be many sellers who are willing to pay a lot of money to buy him. Such as throwing him out as a gas bomb. No matter what, mutants are worth staying. Ajax, who is the head of the experimental body agency, has said so. The bald man had no choice but to put down his gun. Boom, just when the 3 decided not to kill Meiman. A lizard man with a green body and a tail kicked open the door and escaped from the ward. It's number 58, he's mutated. The bald man remembered subject 58. After being tortured for more than a month, there was no mutation. Today, he turned into a lizard man with an ugly face and a green body. Boom, another sound. There was a flash of fire in another ward. The iron door of the ward was blown away tens of meters. A white woman with a red flame standing on top of her head stepped out. Even the top hairdressers shook their heads when they saw the weird flame hairstyle. Number 68 has also mutated, and she has only been here for less than a week. The bald man sat on the ground in surprise. It's like a salesman who has opened a big order. And the mutants in front of them are their achievements in Area B. Let me go, it stinks. Suddenly, a huge amount of sound resounded through the entire underground. The voice is so loud, someone has mutated again. Area B has multiple mutations one after another. The bald man changed his excitement from sitting to kneeling. Faced with such a bizarre scene, not only the bald man, everyone was shocked. Death bald, I greet your family. The lizard man looked at the bald man with sharp eyes. Then he spread his hands and went straight away. To say that the bald man is sales. Then these three are consumers who have been miserably sold. I can't wait to pull out the bald man. Angel narrowed his eyes. Stand in front of the two of them. He strode forward and greeted him directly with a strong body. He bumped into the lizardman. The murderous lizardmen underestimate Angel. I wanted to hit Angel. Now I feel a buzzing in my head. Before he could react, his body was tightly strangled by Angel's arms in front of his chest. The whole body cannot move. Click. Both arms were crushed abruptly. Ah, the lizard man yelled, his eyes rolled white. Okay, Angel, keep him alive, and sell him to a rich man as a pet today. One word from Ajax. Angel was willing to pull back. The lizard man who fainted from the pain had no support. The body leaned back and lay flat on the ground. You people don't deserve to die. The woman with hair dyed in flames saw the lizard man fall to the ground. He hated the three of them very much. Instead of retreating and fighting, he threw out the fireball in his hand. Angel used his body to block in front of the two. Boom! The fireball hit Angel's back shoulder. A seemingly powerful explosion ignited. But for Angel it hurts to sprinkle water. Only a piece of the clothes on the back was burned. A suspender that reveals black but does not look hot. With Angel's size and fierce looks, it is estimated that no matter what color to wear, it will not attract men's interest. Take a hit. The word fierce appeared on Angel's face. The flame woman in the distance took a look. The body subconsciously took a step back. Wait, this woman's abilities are good, I'll take care of her. Ajax stopped Angel who is about to start a sprint, afraid that she would accidentally kill the woman. But Flame Girl doesn't appreciate it. See Ajax deliberately protect themselves. Unscrupulous threw the fireball again. Ajax quickly ran towards the Flame Girl. As soon as the body got close, the Flame Girl was easily stunned. Help! At this time the huge amounts of sound sounded again. The sound was louder than last time. Angel couldn't resist blocking his ears. Ajax is like nothing. Searching for the voice, he found the high-pitched man. Immediately afterwards, he was given a set of silencers to make him completely quiet. After finishing the three mutants, Ajax and others came to Mubai's room to check. At the moment Mubai has woken up. Seeing the appearance of the three of them, Mubai instantly regained his spirits. Are you coming to Walter? I regret to tell you that Walter has died, and the cause of death is not letting people go to the toilet. Seeing that Mubai had just woken up, his mouth still couldn't rest. Apparently nothing happened to him. We don't care about Walter, come to visit you, tell me what Walter has done to you. Ajax's tone was much gentler. He won't let me go to the bathroom. What about others? Don't give me paper either. What did you do that hurt you? Diarrhea but forced not to go to the toilet, isn't that painful enough? Ajax, who has always had a good temper, has begun to feel a little irritable. The next sentence will definitely give you a punch if you don't have much to say. Healing ability plus 10, current healing ability, 25. I remembered, he injected me with a poison that made me feel like I had been bitten by ants all over my body. It's Walter's ant tooth black. He once used this poison to create a mutant. The ability of that mutant is bad breath. The bad breath exhaled when speaking can make people stunned. I shot him to death as soon as he spoke. The bald man behind him said immediately. Hurry up and find out all the poison of Aunt Yahe. Okay, I'll look for it. And do you want to be free? Ajax leaned on Mubai's ear and asked. I love freedom the most in my life. If freedom can be realized, I guarantee that the same mistakes as today will not happen again. Laxiong freedom is listed as the best word today. Poop resistance plus 50, current resistance to poop, 100. Reach 100 poops, unlock the ability without excretion. You will never have to worry about going to the toilet again. I wipe, still can have this super ability. The power he just obtained surprised Mubai. I never thought there would be such a wonderful ability. It may be much more convenient to have. But if you don't, you will feel that there is something missing in your life. Have to worry about how the body's excrement will disappear. Although you caused a lot of trouble today, But it also made me discover your shining point. Ajax walked back and forth beside Mewbai while talking. Before Mewbai opened his mouth. Suddenly, Ajax shut his mouth. Although your ability is not glorious, but emitting the smell might activate the mutant gene. You mean my fart can change other people's genes? Sudden ventriloquism makes Ajax unable to guard against. Although vulgar, but the description is very accurate. Indirectness can also allow the two people behind to understand what happened just now. Healing ability +10 current healing ability, 35. Yes, seeing that covering his mouth had no effect at all, Ajax moved his hand away. After the smell dissipated, 3 test items injected with the mutant gene mutated. What have they all mutated into? Ajax chose to ignore the interjection. It may be a coincidence that a person's mutation. But the mutation of 3 people at the same time means that the smell you release is very irritating. You mean you want to stockpile my gas to power the mutants? Almost. It's easy to say, as long as I eat and drink well, I guarantee you can collect enough sense. If you don't eat well and drink well, the amount of fart will be relatively reduced. Angel suppressed the facial expression and almost collapsed from laughter. Ajax hates your humor very much, but it doesn't treat you right now. At the same time, you also spent a meal in vain. Power +20 current power, 40. It just so happened that it was time for dinner, so Angel took him to dinner. For the experiment to be successful, Ajax will not skimp on a dinner. Angel walked up to Mewbai without saying a word and untied him. After the handcuffs and anklets were loosened, Mewbai sat up quickly, got out of bed and started the 6th set of radio gymnastics. The era is calling. Only at this moment did I truly experience the happiness of physical freedom. Let's go. Angel walked ahead without hesitation. Mewbai followed behind. The attention of the bald man on the other side was always on Mewbai. The killing intent was suppressed deep in his eyes. Ajax, let him go like this. Drive Walter was killed by him. Walter is the doctor with the best performance in my B area, and some of my subordinates were also killed by smoke, and some of them were vomiting and diarrhea. Be rational. If the smell he releases can really accelerate the mutation of the experimental product into a mutant, then Walter didn't sacrifice in vain. Even if a few more Walters die, I think it's worth it. Ajax smiled evilly and patted the bald man on the shoulder. Turned around and left the ward. Only the bald man stood there dryly. Looking at Ajax's back, he gritted his teeth. You are an emotionless monster, but I am not. I swear I will make that kid pay a price. Even if I can't kill him, I will make his ass not nice. ... At this time, Mewbai and Angel entered the elevator and went up to the 3rd floor. The scene in front of me gradually became brighter. Walk in the hallway with soft light and clean. The heavy heart instantly relaxed a lot. I see that all of you are physically strong. The food should be good, right? Mewbai stroked his shriveled belly. In fact, I was already hungry. You will know when you arrive. Do you have Chinese food? No. Then there should be a menu or something. Or do you choose by yourself like a buffet, or are there fixed dishes and a fixed ante? Do you think this is what you want to eat outside? Angel pushed Mewbai to the wall. The eyes stared fiercely. Hurry up and finish eating. Go back and complete your task. Shut up when you go in later. I need to be quiet, and I don't want to listen to your endless chatter. Just shut up when you go in. How can I still eat? You have become the person Angel most wants to beat up. If it wasn't for you to do the experiment, she would definitely let you taste the feeling of falling on your back. Power +10 current power, 50. Yo, this isn't Angel. I haven't seen you for a few days and found a skinny chicken boyfriend. Haha, look at his boyfriend's scared look. He looks like a coward. If you don't look at Angel's appearance and figure, you must be threatening and intimidating others on weekdays, otherwise how would you find a boyfriend? A man and 2 women approached. The man's physique is much stronger than Angel's. Both hair and beard are green. The woman on the left has pink hair and a slightly stronger physique. The woman on the right doesn't seem to have any special skills. Only the face is special. The words of several people were full of gunpowder. It's just that Angel at the moment, who has always been violent, didn't show an angry expression. Instead, he let go and Mewbai looked at the 3 of them coldly. He's not my boyfriend. It's not your boyfriend, and you're still so close, it feels like your mouth is about to kiss. The pink-haired woman was the first to laugh. Maybe Angel has been single for too long and can't hold back anymore. The long-faced girl sarcastically followed. The three laughed in unison. Hey, what are you three fruits talking about? Three fruits? Are you talking to us? Or do you have bad eyesight? The green-haired man looked at Mewbai with disdain in his eyes. He doesn't pay attention to the thin Mewbai at all. My eyesight is very good. I found that the three of you are the most abnormal here. You can say that you have green hair, but your beard is also green, and the green hair on your face looks like a kiwi. As for your pink hair, your cheeks are swollen like a butt, and those who didn't know it thought there was a butt on your face. You know, who are you talking to? Don't worry, and your face looks like a banana, you must be very attractive to monkeys, right? Instantly scolding the three of them, my mind went blank and I couldn't think of any words to counterattack. Mind control +15, current mind control, 15. Crit. Spiritual immunity +10, current spiritual immunity +10. The three were scolded speechless. It took a long time to hold back a fart. What are you, three weird-looking people mocking a normal person? I think it must be because of jealousy. Boy, you want to die. The green-haired man was furious. Say but planned to do it. After all, he dared to scold so badly in front of him. Mewbai is still the first one. What do you want? Angel stood in front of Mewbai and confronted the three of them. The atmosphere gradually became dignified. The staff who originally wanted to pass by. Seeing the scene in front of me, I dare not go forward and can only stand in the distance and look at it. With the situation deadlocked, more and more people noticed several people confronting each other in the corridor. Sure enough, he has an affair with this kid, and he took the initiative to protect his man. At the beginning, I said it wasn't my boyfriend, because I was afraid that we would laugh at you for finding an incompetent man. Can't say enough about Mewbai. The three of them sneered at Angel again. If you dare to continue talking, I won't take into account the previous relationship. Angel clenched his fists and glared at the three of them. However, the expressions of the three people on the opposite side did not change at all. TCH, if it weren't for Ajax to protect you, we would have taught you a lesson, and we wouldn't talk nonsense to you at all. Christine, don't forget what you used to look like in front of us. Don't call her Christine, she's renamed Angel now. The long-faced girl deliberately emphasized the last two words. Yeah, Ajax often call you Angel, I don't know what to think of it. Forget it, don't be as knowledgeable as her, let's go. Let Angel be intimate with his frail boyfriend. After speaking, the green-haired man turned around and prepared to leave. Wait, green hair. Green hair is the most hated name for green-haired men. You have angered the green-haired ma. Power +10, current power, 60. What did you say? The word, green hair, comes out. The green-haired man exploded instantly. With a ferocious expression, his body turned around abruptly. The two women next to him hugged Lumau's arms left and right. Forget it, we didn't agree to just taunt, you really plan to fight Christine. I'm not going to hit Christine, I'm going to teach that Asian kid a lesson. My people are not something you can bully if you want. Angel stood in front of Mewbai again. Christine, you are not my opponent. I advise you to hand over the man obediently. I don't want to talk nonsense either. If you want to bully him, pass my test first. Angel finally got serious. You two hold on to Christine, I'm going to kill that kid. Anyone who dares to call me green hair will never end well. The two women looked at each other. Then they rushed towards Angel at the same time. Seeing this, Angel threw a punch at the two of them. Although powerful enough, but the two women moved quickly. Dived to escape the cannon punch. Before Angel turned around, the pink-haired girl's hair grew rapidly and bound Angel completely. The long-faced woman grabs Angel's arm. Unleashes an invisible energy. Angel's arm lost its strength instantly. The two forced controls directly made Angel stand in place like a decoration. Mewbai saw that Angel was being controlled. Just as he was about to help, he was suddenly grabbed by the neck and hung up. The green-haired man did not know when he would appear in front of him. Boy, you will pay the price for what you just said. A smile appeared on the green-haired man's face. A little force on the palm made Mewbai's face turn red. Seeing Mewbai's pitiful appearance, the green-haired man laughed even more arrogantly. I can give you a chance to beg for mercy, let me consider whether to kill you. In order to hear Meiman begging for mercy, the green-haired man tightened his grip on the neck a little bit. I guess you must be a soft boy, otherwise your girlfriend wouldn't cheat, and you wouldn't have green hair. Speech that is not afraid of dying. Let Angel and others see your courage. Ignite green hair anger again. Power plus 20, current power, 80. Go to hell. In the next second, the green-haired man exerted force again to strangle Meiman's neck. But then an axe flew from a distance. It cut the green-haired man's arm at a strange angle. The axe blade was inserted 5 centimeters directly into the arm. The green-haired man yelled in pain. Meiman's feet finally landed on the ground. The body staggered backwards. I don't know who hit it and stopped. Looking up, it turned out to be Ajax. I don't know why at the moment Ajax has become a lot more pleasing to the eye. Ajax smiled and straightened Meiman. If it weren't for the strong ability to fight against blows, Meiman was strangled to death by the green-haired man. Those who dare to kill me. Lu Mao, are you a little reckless? Ajax's voice was not loud, and he bluntly called out the most hated title of the green-haired man. But the green-haired man has nothing but fear for Ajax. There is no anger in my heart. Forgive me, I didn't know he belonged to you, I thought he was a wild boy who just mutated. The green-haired man lay on the ground. Blood stained his body red. Do you know now? Ajax stands in front of the green-haired man, looking down at him. The tone is soft and not lacking in deterrence. I know, I don't dare to provoke him again. For the sake of your usefulness, I won't kill you. If there is another time, I will chop you into minced meat. Then he squatted down and pulled out the axe from the green-haired man's arm. The green-haired man yelled in pain. The 2 women next to him quickly let go of Angel. Run to the green-haired man and drag him away, etc. Meiman's voice suddenly came from behind Ajax. Don't be in a hurry, you haven't apologized to Angel yet. One word makes Angel's heart ripple. She didn't expect that you, who are so weak, would fight for her. Double favorability. Power plus 20, current power, 100. Strength reaches 100, unlock supernatural power, your own strength doubles, your strength advances by leaps and bounds, and it is not a fixed value, the stronger the basic strength, the higher the benefits you get. Yes. Sorry, Angel, forgive us, and we will never target you again. The 3 bowed their heads. There is no more prestige at the beginning. Go away. Angel didn't even look at it, and didn't want to talk to him at all. Yes, thank you. Then the 3 of them scrambled and crawled away from everyone's contemptuous sight. It's over. The crowd gathered in the distance quickly dispersed. The corridors are also less crowded. Are you okay? Angel walked to Meiman and asked. This surprised Ajax. Since Angel became mutant, the heart became very cold. I have never seen her care about others. But Meiman only came for a day and did it. I'm very resistant to beatings, but I wasted my meal time. Don't worry, you can still eat now. The 2 ignored Ajax and walked towards the restaurant. Around 2 detours, Meiman finally entered the restaurant. Fortunately, everything in the restaurant did not disappoint. It is basically consistent with Meiman's fantasy. Belongs to the buffet type. There is a wide variety of food that can be eaten wide open. The restaurant here makes me forget for a moment that I'm in a mutant test facility. Go eat, you must be hungry. Then I'm welcome. Meiman accelerated and ran to the steak area. Plates full of food were stacked one after another in their hands. Seafood, meat, vegetables, dairy, burgers and more. I can't wait to use a few more hands to get it. At the same time, it attracted the attention of many people in the restaurant. That kid is appointed to come to the restaurant for dinner for the first time. It looks familiar, exactly the same as when I first came to the restaurant. Those who can come here to eat are valued mutants. I don't know what abilities he awakened. He can stay with Angel, and his ability is not so weak. Following the discussion of others, the table where Meiman was sitting was quickly filled with all kinds of food. Sorry for taking up too much space. You don't have to be polite to me, just eat whatever you want. No, I'll just eat some fruit. I know that most girls who don't eat dinner want to lose weight. Don't hold back when it's time to eat. After all, you will have the strength to lose weight if you are full, and you will not have the strength to lose weight if you are not full. Okay, Stop nagging, you can't stop your mouth even if you eat. Angel said impatiently. Just had a crush on Meiman. In a blink of an eye, the tuberculosis image of Meiman was ruined. Meiman disregards the image of a gentleman. Big mouthfuls of meat, big mouthfuls of milk. Gobble it up for fear of being snatched away. The former was not swallowed. Followed by a stuffed mouth. Angel on the side turned his head and didn't want to take another look. Until Meiman had almost eaten. She was willing to turn around. By the way, what do those 3 fruits have to do with you? Why are they targeting you? The 4 of us were friends before. Friend, could it be that you didn't pay back the money you owed, so you got into trouble? It has nothing to do with money. It's nothing to do with money, so I can't think of anything else that can ruin a friend's relationship. We were not mutants, and we were about the same size as you back then. Chatting and talking, Angel recalled the past. So you were also test subjects. It can also be said that when we went out for an outing together, there was a car accident on the road, and when we woke up, we had already appeared in the base of this institution. They healed us and transformed us into mutants. You must have endured a lot of inhuman torture, right? At that time, the pain caused by the car accident was enough, and being able to mutate successfully can be regarded as saving a life. What's the matter with the conflict? All 4 of us would have been assistants to Ajax. Ajax is the head of the institution and it would have been a lot of benefits to be his assistant. It turned out that you became Ajax's assistant alone, and everyone else was recruited. That's right, I was the only one selected among the 4, so they all thought it was my fault. From that day on, we are no longer friends. It's okay, you still have me as a friend. Meiman smiled and patted Angel. What about you, how did you get here? Angel asked suddenly. I don't know either, and this is what I want to know the most right now. Meiman picked up half a banana and stuffed it into his mouth and continued, there must be that prophetic ability in mutant, so I plan to ask them about why I appear here, and what can I do? The problem of not being able to go back, after all, my friend still owes me 8,000 yuan, so I can't let the money go to waste. Let Angel realize that you are a money-hungry person. Wealth plus 10, current wealth, 10. Wealth plus 10, what kind of supernatural power is this? Just when Meiman was puzzled, suddenly a strange man sat down on the empty seat next to him. Who are you looking for? Angel asked first. Hello, my name is Mike. You can also call me the Omniscient. I know everything you want to know. Hold the grass, say Sao 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 will be there. I heard people around me call themselves omniscient. Meiman half turned and ate a whale. Sao Sao, my name is not Sao Sao, but Mike. I just saw the confrontation between you and the fruit 3 in the corridor. You are very brave, so I want to make friends with you. Mike looked at Meiman with a polite smile. By the way, he raised the gentleman's hand and handed it to Meiman. Without reaching out, Meiman handed a banana on the table to Mike. Mike took the banana and put it back on the table. But Meiman still did not let go. He picked up the banana again and handed it to Mike. Mike had no choice but to stay. You just said that you are omniscient and know everything here, so do you know how I got here? I don't know. Mike opened the banana. Just when I was about to eat it, Meiman suddenly broke it in half. I don't know what you're pretending to do here. Eat my bananas. After speaking, Meiman stuffed half a banana into his mouth. I didn't eat it. You gave it to me. If you want, I can get it for you. I think it's time for you to leave. I don't like to make friends with people who are not capable. Meiman took the remaining half of the banana from Mike's hand. Don't be angry, I said that because I heard your conversation just now, so I said that to be humorous. Are you eavesdropping on us? No. Mike looked around and whispered in Meiman's ear, I can tell you the truth, my ability is hearing, and no sound within a mile radius can escape my ears, so I know all the secrets of the home base. Chapter 11. What are you doing? It feels like the 2 are tricky. Angel stood up suddenly and stared at the 2 of them. Meiman quickly smiled and comforted, he just quietly asked me if you have a boyfriend, and wanted to confess to you. Really? Angel looked suspicious. Definitely is true, how dare I lie to you? Successfully dispelled Angel's doubts. Camouflage plus 15, current camouflage, 15. Ah, Mike obviously didn't think that way. Meiman immediately buried his head under the table and said quietly, if you don't want to reveal your secrets, just admit it, and rest assured that the woman opposite is not interested in relationships and will reject you. You monitor everything here, don't you know Angel's character? Really? Angel stared at Mike again and asked. Mike panicked and admitted quickly. Since you said it for me, then I have to admit, beautiful Miss Angel, I have always been secretly in love with you, and I have been attracted to you since the first time I saw you. Others only care about your physique and fierce temper, but I found through observation that you are very responsible. A woman who has the courage to protect the weak must be very beautiful inside. In other words, Mike is a good man who doesn't look outside but inside. God make up knife. Double knife proficiency plus 17, current dual knife proficiency, 50. Since I became a mutant, I don't intend to talk about relationships. Angel's answer made Mike breathe a sigh of relief. It's okay, I can wait. I don't think you need to wait. Since you've said that, I don't want to force others, just pretend I didn't say anything just now. The big stone in Mike's heart finally fell to the ground. I mean, you don't have to wait any longer, I've decided to date you. Quote. At the moment, a thunder flashed suddenly in Mike's heart. The whole person froze in place for a few seconds. Congratulations, I didn't expect that I would make a couple in just one day. Mike already regrets knowing you as a friend. Push yourself into the pit of fire when you just met. Healing ability plus 15, current healing ability, 50. Don't think about it anymore. Mike's head was already dripping with sweat. I haven't waited to get closer to Angel. The body is already half weak. Don't think about it, come to my room tonight, you should know where it is. Ah, just met, I think we should understand first, the development is too fast. We can get to know each other better tonight. Angel didn't leave Mike a way out. The helpless Mike could only look at Meiman. It's really lucky that you recognize me as a friend. In the blink of an eye, I found you a strong girlfriend. Don't be shy, Angel said so, you should agree. Mike is riding a tiger, he wants to refuse but dare not refuse, thinking of being alone with Angel tonight, he might as well go back and commit suicide later. Mind control plus 15, current mind control, 30. Have you finished eating yet? At this time, the voice of Ajax suddenly sounded behind Meiman. The two of them were startled. I'm done eating, I'm brewing the Dantian Chi in my body. Then come with me, the experimental subject and the venue have been found, and I'll be waiting for you. No problem. Meiman got up immediately. Talk slowly, I have work to do. After Meiman left, the dining table between Mike and Angel was instantly deserted. After a while, Meiman came to Zone B with Ajax. Standing at the door of a relatively large room. At the door stood 6 men with weapons and gas masks. Look in. Inside lay 5 experimenters tied to the bed. 4 men and 1 woman. Everyone has wounds to varying degrees. The people inside have been here for nearly a month, and there has been no mutation so far. We will deal with those who have been more than a month old, so whether they live or die depends on you tonight. It's not about me, it's about my gas. Ajax is more gentlemanly. I really don't like you always mentioning vulgar words. Odor resistance plus 10, current odor resistance, 25. Whatever depends on you, now it's your turn to play. Wait, where's my gas mask? You can't let me go in and hold your breath. You need it too. That definitely, although the gas comes out of my body, I can't bear it after a long time. Give him your gas mask. Ajax picked one of his men at random with their eyes. Go in, we'll wait for you outside. Got the gas mask. Meiman pushed open the door of the room and walked in. I didn't wait to speak. He heard a greeting from one of the men. If you have the ability to kill me, what's the use of doing this and that every day? If I become a mutant, I will definitely kill you first. I heard the man swearing. Meiman didn't reply a word. Just as his catharsis before death. But the cursing man didn't think so. Instead, I felt that Meiman didn't speak or dare to look at him because he was afraid. The mouth is more unscrupulous. Why don't you say a word, are you afraid? Look at your thin skin and tender flesh, you look like an idiot. Why would they send a sissy like you in? The man who listened to the scolding didn't seem to want to stop. Meiman walked straight towards him. Angry. Want to hit me? I guess your fists are as limp as pussies. Haha, let's fight. The scolding man hasn't finished scolding yet. Meiman, who walked straight over, stamped his face directly with his ass. I was worried that I didn't have a stool to sit on, and now I finally found a suitable place. Get your ass off. Meiman does not exist as a scolding man. Until he pressed the scolding man with his butt until he shut up. After quiet down, Meiman sat on the face of the scolding man and watched everyone present. Everyone was looking at Meiman with panicked eyes. Even one man's lips began to tremble. As soon as he came up, he directly pressed his butt against other people's faces. This guy will definitely not be a good stubble. Everyone, don't be afraid. Meiman raised his legs and talked eloquently. I am not some crazy doctor, nor am I a perverted doctor named Aunt Yahe with a needle. And naming the poison ant tooth black is purely for the sake of being funny, and I don't know what Walter's head was thinking. Next, to be serious, I am also an experimental subject just like everyone else. A few words let everyone relax their vigilance. Odor resistance plus 10, current odor resistance, 35. Are you also a test subject? Everyone re-examined Meiman. I want to find traces of scars on his body that are also symbols of the experimental subject. Yes, a few hours ago, I was tied to the bed like you and lost my freedom. I couldn't even take care of myself. The only difference now is that I can move, but you can't. I can sit on other people's faces, but you can only use your face to pick up other people's ass. This sentence undoubtedly awakened the cursing man. Odor resistance plus 20 when the odor resistance is 55. What are the experimental subjects doing here? The surrounding security is tight and will not allow the experimental subject to run around, unless you become an official member through authorization. Ajax told us that tonight was our last chance and we would die if we didn't succeed. You didn't come to kill us, did you? Everyone expressed all the suspicions in their hearts. Meiman said that he is an experimental subject. They all believe it. But it's not sure if it's not a good person. Don't worry, I don't kill people, I just come in and fart, and I'll leave when I'm done. Fart. Surprise was written on everyone's faces. Like this. Puff. There was a soft sound. The cursing man's body began to twitch continuously. After a while, there was no movement. At the same time, others also smelled disgusting. It stink. It's the worst smell I've ever smelled. Then it's too early for you to say, the more stinky ones are yet to come. Everyone realizes that you are definitely not a good person. Odor resistance plus 15, current odor resistance, 65. What is your purpose here? I told you to come in and fart, and I still asked. Meiman moved his butt away from the scolding man's face. At this time, the door of the room was pushed open a gap. Ajax stuck half his head in. When are you going to start? I don't want to be waiting at the door. Hear the voice of Ajax. Only then did everyone realize that the strange man in front of them was their last chance. Immediately, I am brewing. You can come in for some fresh air if you like, but you can't smell it anyway. Your words speed up the idea of Ajax closing the door. Decided not to talk to you anymore. Odor resistance plus 5, current odor resistance, 70. I'll give you another 5 minutes. Boom. Ajax shut the door. Meiman also put on a gas mask by the way. Although 70 points of odor resistance is enough to support him for more than 70 minutes. But Meiman didn't want to smell it. There will be no abnormality in the senses. I will feel sick in my heart. They are all experimental subjects, there is no need to kill each other. It felt like Meiman was going to do something horrible with his gas mask on. The most timid man among the 5 was already scared. The thing to do now is to hold your breath, I don't know what's going to happen next. Are you planning to fart and smoke us to death? No way, there is such a weird way of abuse. No, it's disgusting. It's better to take a few more breaths of fresh air when you have time to scream. I can tell you clearly that I am saving you. You should know that once the experimental subject has no mutation for more than a month, it will be disposed of. Everyone didn't speak, but they understood very well in their hearts. The so-called disposal does not only refer to oneself. And it also involves family members. It's also the last thing they want to happen. Otherwise, it will be used as an experiment to torture people. They long to be dealt with immediately. See what everyone is thinking about. Meiman didn't stop talking. Although the smell I emit is very bad, even I myself have been fainted, but it has a high chance of awakening the mutant gene in your body. Your fart is so powerful. You're not lying to us, are you? It must be a lie. If it is true, why not use it in the first place? I mutated for the first time today, and I woke up 3 mutants consecutively. You are also from Area B, you should know that 3 mutants succeeded today, right? You did it. Bingo. And once you become mutants with supernatural powers, not only will you not be able to die, but you may even gain a very strong super ability to overthrow Ajax's test base in one fell swoop. In this way, you will not only turn over, but also become superheroes. Successful brainwashing. They began to believe your words, and they have already selected abilities in their minds. And put hope on your ass. Great influence, mental immunity plus 50, current mental immunity, 60. Then let it go quickly, I can't wait. Put it in my face, and I'm going to get stronger. Don't worry, everyone has farts to eat. With the sound of fart sounded again. The stench spread throughout the room. Due to limited space, the yellow gas gathered more and more densely. The 4 gradually opened their mouths to breathe in the yellow gas. Like a fish falling into the water, it desperately breathes the air in the water. I thought I could carry it for the superhero dream. When I smell the taste, I underestimate the firmness just now. This is simply not something that can only be released by humans. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is a product of more than 100 years of aging. Vomit, followed by a fountain of vomit blooming around everyone's mouths. The 4 fountains fluctuate up and down. When it fell, it was all over the face. Listen to the sound of vomiting and diarrhea inside. Ajax, who was standing outside the door, smiled. He looked at the watch on his wrist again. By studying the mutant that previously absorbed the scent mutation. After learning that the experimental subject was fainted by the smell. Wait at least half an hour. Boom, boom. After a while, Meiman knocked on the door inside. Standing behind the door glass, Ajax made a gesture of please open the door to Ajax outside the door. Open the door for him. The men next to him immediately unlocked the door. Meiman rushed out from inside. As soon as he came out, the door behind him was immediately closed to prevent the gas inside from leaking out. Next time, it is recommended not to use a gas mask, it only protects against poison but not fart. No doubt reminding Ajax that their own gas doesn't even work with gas masks. Weakness strike plus 10, current weakness strike, 10. They all passed out. That's right, they all fainted. You can go in and check, but you need to peel off the vomit on everyone's face to recognize who is who. There is no need to check, the fog inside is enough to explain everything. Ajax took another look at the miscellaneous watch in his hand. Then just stand at the door and wait. What time is it? 2:30 in the morning. It's so late, I usually go to bed at 10:30 at home, and today I worked overtime. Ajax doesn't want to talk to me, the experiment will definitely kill you after a while. Undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 60. By the way, where do I live at night? If you stay by your side, you will definitely be bored to death. Ajax decided to let you go back first. Undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 70. You take him back first. The man behind him without a gas mask quickly walked up to Meiman, follow me. Where are you going? Come on, don't you want to sleep? Yes, I am indeed a little sleepy. Remember to tell me about the superpowers they have obtained tomorrow, Xiao Jia. Ajax wonders if you have a brain problem. As if you are the leader. Undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 80. The 2 were on their way back. Because of the existence of Meiman. The man who leads the way next to him will not feel bored. The restaurant here is very good, and the accommodation conditions should be very good, right? The man who led the way didn't speak and just led the way. After entering the elevator, he pressed the 4th floor. We won't live in the same room, right? Let me tell you in advance that I don't like roommates who snore, grind their teeth, and can play LOL until the early hours of the morning. And I usually go to bed at 10:30. I hope to turn off the lights before 10:30. You should understand the difference between sleeping with the lights off and sleeping with the lights on. The man who leads the way is very glad that he didn't share a room with you. Otherwise I will be baffled to death by you. Cure ability plus 10, current heal ability, 60. Out of the elevator, the man who leads the way walks in the front. The corridor is the kind of room with iron bars. Relatively speaking, it is no different from a prison. As the place where you live changed according to the prison. The man who led the way did not answer a word. Walk 2 steps forward and stop at the door of a cell. Take out the key and open the door of room 8. Inside were 2 beds covered with white sheets. On one of the beds sat a burly man in a fan vest. At the moment he put down the makeup mirror in his hand, looking at Meiman expectantly. No way. Anyway, I am also a mutant mentor. How can I live with a man wearing a fan vest? I don't agree with him aesthetically. Please change me to a woman wearing a pink vest or a pink woman without a vest. Meiman turned back with a refusal. The leading man behind him suddenly took out an iron collar from behind his waist and put it on Meiman's neck. Get out of here. Regardless of Meiman's objection, he was pushed in forcibly. Hey, wait. Meiman turned around and wanted to rush out. But the door has been slammed shut. What's wrong? Originally the lead man who was expressionless and dumb. A smug smile suddenly appeared on his face. You can talk. I thought you were dumb. I just don't want to talk to you, but now that you've got a mutant suppression collar on you, I don't have to worry about you releasing that gas. Let me explain in advance that it's not poisonous gas. It's because I can't excrete it, which leads to an extra swamp in my body. Where did the gas come from? Made up a plausible explanation for his own gas. Odor resistance plus 10, current odor resistance, 80. I don't want to know what's inside your body. Now just stay in the cell. After speaking, the leading man was about to leave. And the body of the man in the vest sitting on the bed behind him was already ready to move. There is an urge to rush to Meiman to hit his ass immediately. Wait, if you lock me up here, I guarantee you will definitely regret it. Meiman held onto the iron railing with both hands, and squeezed his head between the 2 railings. Mimicking Jack Torrance's head squeezed through the wooden door in The Shining. Regret? I don't think you have anything to make me regret. Think about the 5 experimental subjects in the room. If my gas succeeds in turning them into mutants, Ajax will definitely value me. After all, he has been looking for the fastest way to make mutants, and I am the one he is looking for. Once I gain the trust of Ajax, I can make you the next experimental subject with just a word. Successful intimidation. The man who leads the way is already worried about what you said. If he really succeeds, he will undoubtedly offend the big shot. Mind control plus 20, current mind control, 50. Crit. Spiritual immunity plus 20, current spiritual immunity, 80. Impossible. I don't believe that you fart can awakening mutant. Last time was just a coincidence. Whether it's a coincidence or not, we'll know in a while. When the 5 test subjects really become mutants, I will definitely discuss with Ajax about the candidate for the next test subject. Hear Meiman's targeted words. The man who led the way wavered in his heart. Originally wanted to take the opportunity to rectify Meiman and put him in a cell. Now it sounds like Meiman still has a feeling of being untouchable. What do you want? The look of the man who led the way changed obviously. The voice was slightly panicked. Because what Meiman said is indeed not groundless. Ajax attaches great importance to the success rate of the experiment. If Meiman's gas can really make mutant casually, he will definitely become the core figure of the test base. It will be a very easy thing to deal with an ordinary subordinate at that time. I don't ask for a presidential suite. I know you can't do it, but at least give me a room with a separate bathroom and a shower. The man who led the way was stunned for a while. The brain filtered Meiman's request just now. There are indeed rooms with private bathrooms here. That's where he lives. That's fine. In order not to offend others, the guide took out the cell key from his pocket. Just about to open the door for Meiman, the phone in the other pocket suddenly rang. So put away the key for the time being and answer the phone first. However, the call time is short. It was over in 5 seconds. Have you figured out where the room is? Definitely think about it. The man who led the way suddenly showed his original smile again. You will live here forever in the future. I will live here forever. Meiman pretended to be surprised and widened his eyes. Seeing Meiman's surprised expression led the man's mouth to rise again. Yes, you will live here forever. Since I'm going to live here forever, it's okay to find a roommate with fair skin and beautiful legs. The man who leads the way feels that you don't seem to be afraid. At this time, she even asked for a change of skin, fair-looking, beautiful, and long-legged roommate. Undead resistance plus 20. Current undead resistance, 100. Undead resistance reaches 100, unlocks regenerative healing factor level 1. You have the ability of immortality. As long as there is any part of your body, your consciousness will not dissipate. You don't need to talk about it here, you will have a good time next time. Just answering a phone call, your attitude has undergone an earth-shaking change. Could it be that someone backed you up? It was Ajax who called and he told me you were useless. After speaking, he took out something similar to a car key from his pocket. Pressed against the vest man in the cell. Drop. The red light on the collar of the man in the vest turned green. Joe, I lifted the restriction for you, now have fun with him. Putting away the keys and leading the way, the man turned and left. For what happened next, he knew the result without looking. Hey hey, hear laughter from behind. Mewbai hastily turned around and blocked his butt behind him. With a smile all over his face, Chow walked towards Mewbai step by step. Wait, Joe, we just met, so there's no need to post it as soon as we come up. A long time, a long time. Even if you hold it in for a long time, you can't welcome men. I will definitely find you a suitable girlfriend after I go out. What do you think of Angel? Joe is a little angry, you actually treat him as a gay guy. Now he wants to kill you even more. Resist ability plus 15. Current resist ability, 115. I haven't killed someone for a long time, and now I can finally hear the screams again. If you want to hear the screams, I can call you twice on the spot. There is no need to kill people. It seems to make sense. But Joe is not satisfied and feels that it is not real enough. Cure ability plus 10. Current heal ability, 70. Don't worry, I will definitely satisfy you when I shout. Joe doesn't want to listen to Mewbai's nonsense. He got up and stretched out his hands to pinch Mewbai's neck. And Mewbai squatted down suddenly, grabbed Joe's heels with both hands and pulled hard. With the blessing of twice the strength, he directly overturned the 200 Jin Joe to the ground. Then the dive punch hit Joe's abdominal cavity just below the sternum. It's not enough to drop a punch. Followed by another punch to make up the knife. He punched 4 or 5 times in succession before he was willing to stop. I thought Joe had been subdued. But when looking at him, there was a smile on Joe's face, and he didn't feel uncomfortable at all. No way, you don't feel pain like Ajax. No, but your fist is too soft. Joe kicked back with both feet. Mewbai was kicked into the air. His back hit the ceiling hard. When falling, knee slammed in the stomach by Joe alley-oop. This blow directly made Mewbai vomit blood. But fortunately, there are anti-strike ability, scattered healing ability and regenerative healing factor. It would have been too cold for someone else. That's right, it's not dead yet. I saw Mewbai lying on the ground covering his stomach with his hands. Joe was more interested. Don't want to kill Mewbai quickly. Instead, I want to torture for a while. MD, although I won't die, it hurts me to death. When will I add some pain resistance? Good suggestion. Pain resistance plus 10. Current pain resistance, 10. Then how about some more Phoenix Force, Wonton Force, or Chaos Force? Thinking too much. Poop resistance plus 10. Current resistance to poop, 110. What are you talking about? Stand up for me. The other party doesn't want to stand up, but instead wants to fart at you. Mewbai raised his butt and pointed it at Joe. A cloud of gas hit Joe's face like a mortar. It made his face turn green instantly. The sudden nausea made Joe's stomach boil instantly. A wave went from the stomach to the throat. He spat out with a wow. Mewbai took the opportunity of Joe bending over to vomit. With a sweeping kick, he kicked Joe's ankle. Bodies slumped over the freshly vomited vomit. But Joe didn't get up immediately. Instead, he lay on the ground and vomited non-stop. Apparently lost resistance ability. Then Mewbai threw himself on Joe's back. Arms wrap around Joe's neck from behind. He used a naked twist on Joe who was still vomiting. Unless you have a lighter in your pocket, don't expect to break free. While performing the naked twist, do not forget the method of coping with popular science. Fighting skill plus 10. Current fighting skill, 10. Vomit. Joe's neck was tightly strangled by Mewbai. This causes unspiked vomit to accumulate in the throat. About 2 minutes passed. Joe was completely unresponsive. I'm exhausted. If I didn't have a whole card, I really wouldn't be his opponent. Just when Mubai was resting on the ground, suddenly there were many voices of protest outside. It stink. Help. Come on. Why are we releasing poisonous gas after we have mutated? Mubai didn't notice that he was still dewy. Hurry up and put it away. Soon there was a burst of hurried footsteps in the corridor. Many people wearing gas masks came to the door of Mubai's cell. Ajax, who did not wear a gas mask, was indispensable among them. You can't wait to report to me before tomorrow. Get him out. The cell door was opened. A group of people rushed in with electric batons. He poked hard at Mubai. And Mubai is not a vegetarian either. The 10 points of fighting skills just obtained can be used just right. The future will be knocked down in 2s and 3s. By the way, pick up the electric baton as a weapon. Ajax on the side was speechless at the incompetence of his opponents. Taking the axe handed to him, he walked into the cell, and said to Mubai, "You are the first person who made me very unhappy, so I decided to kill you now." Not to be outdone, Mubai replied, "You are the first man who can still stand strong under my gas. If you didn't think you were useful at first, you wouldn't be alive now. Now your gas doesn't make those 5 subjects awakening. It killed them instead." Ajax gripped the axe and took a step forward. Mubai hastily stepped back and said, "Wait. There is no credit but hard work. Anyway, I also helped you create 3 mutants. Those 3 people may really be just a coincidence, not your credit." Ajax went one step further. "Anyway, I'm also a mutant with supernatural powers. If I fail to complete the experiment, I won't be killed. Maybe someone will recognize my supernatural powers, or maybe my face." Reduced Ajax's murderous spirit by half. Let him enter a state of balance. Fighting skill plus 10, current fighting skill, 20. You're right, you're also a mutant. Since you know that I'm a mutant, there's no need for everyone to fight and kill. Let's go back and get some sleep. Mubai breathed a sigh of relief. With the current ability is not Ajax's opponent at all. Even with the regenerative healing factor. Once it was chopped into 8 pieces. If you don't die, you can only be a vegetable. So for the time being, delay for a while. It's not too late to fight a duel after you have a complete healing ability in dual knife style. But it's not bad for you, because I hate you very much." Ajax did not retreat but advanced. Holding the axe tightly, he took a big step and slashed at Mubai. Mubai jumped aside immediately. Instead of fighting back, he ran towards the door. The men standing at the door saw that Mubai was about to run. Hastily locked the door. Mubai instantly became a caged bird. His strength was not strong enough to break the bent iron and escape. "Want to run? Didn't you say it just now?" "I didn't intend to run, but I wanted to close the door to prevent you from making a sneak attack. Now that the door is closed, I don't have any worries. I can safely stuff this electric baton into your ass and see if you can reaction. Don't panic at all, still have the upper hand," which makes Ajax look at each other with admiration. Healing ability plus 20. Additional healing ability state for 30 minutes. All abilities obtained by talking within 30 minutes will be healing abilities. Brother, this is what's missing now. He's still stubborn when he's about to die. Ajax charged towards Mubai again. This time faster. Mubai dodged a blow, but couldn't dodge the next blow. There was a deep and long wound on the arm. He resisted the pain and kicked Ajax in the crotch. But Ajax's expression remained unchanged. Kick Mubai against the cell door. In this way, you don't have any reaction, so it won't be gone. Even if there is, it will always be a display, because your body won't feel the stimulation. Hitting Ajax's weakness, what he is most dissatisfied with after possessing the ability is what you just said. Cure ability plus 10, current heal ability, 80. Shut up. Ajax was completely angry. Seeing this, the subordinates at the door consciously left Ajax's sight. For fear of being disliked by Ajax. "Shut me up, unless I die." Mubai jumped up and down the whole time avoiding Ajax's axe. But after a while, he was exhausted and his speed began to decline. On the contrary, Ajax's speed has not changed at all. In the blink of an eye, an axe slashed at Mubai's back. Chop it to the ground. Blood quickly stained his entire back red. "I can't die, but my body doesn't respond. Ajax doesn't feel like it." Pull out the axe that fell on Mubai's back. Another blow with the axe towards Mubai's back. This time the axe sank deeper and stood on Mubai's back. Ajax stepped on the bloody back and mocked, "Can you still speak?" "Definitely yes. I'm thinking now that I'm not the only one wondering if you're a man or not. I really admire you, you can still talk like this." Ajax once again pulled out the axe that stood on Mubai's back. "Go to Mubai's head. Hold the axe with both hands." The axe pointed down at the back of Mubai's neck. "Hold the axe in both hands above your head." At this time, there was a rush of footsteps outside the door. Hiding on one side of the prison door, the men were directly knocked to the other side. By now, and Ajax didn't care what happened outside the door. The axe fell, just when the axe blade was about to strike Mubai's neck. Bang! The prison door was smashed open. A strong figure sent Ajax flying. The axe fell to the ground next to Mubai with a bang. Seeing this, Mubai looked up. "I saw Angel's tall and mighty body. I never thought that Angel would come to save the hero." "Angel, what are you going to do?" Ajax leaned against the wall and stood up. For the first time, a look of surprise appeared on his face. At the same time, it also responded to the sentence that a young girl is strong and a young man supports the wall. "You can't kill him." Angel's tone was calm. He looked at Ajax with serious eyes. "You want to protect him?" "Yes." Ajax laughed when they heard Angel's words. Mubai lying on the ground was even more moved. Unexpectedly, the previous attack on Angel was successful. "Angel, if you weren't already Mike's girlfriend, I would definitely marry you. Don't stand still now, take me away quickly. If you don't leave, it's easy to attract rescuers." "Shut up." Angel looked down at Mubai fiercely. Mubai's voice also stopped abruptly. "Protect a useless guy against me, Angel, is that your choice? Have you forgotten who gave you everything now? The reason why I stopped you is to prevent you from regretting it, because the 5 experimental subjects who were judged dead have already woken up, and all of them have become mutants." Hearing this, Ajax and Mubai were stunned. "Ah, so you didn't come to save me because of love." Mubai was slightly disappointed. He overestimated his beauty trick. "I don't have any affection for you other than your value to the institution," Angel said coldly. It was like a basin of cold water cooling down Mubai's whole body. "In this case, you are not suitable for Mike, so break up with him quickly. Mike is dead, anyone who wants to be your friend will die. Poor Mike, you've been drained to death, I hope there will be a succubus in hell to comfort you. Your words make Mike feel that you still care about him. Decided to find a chance to help you. Cure ability plus 1/5 current cure ability, 100. Healing ability reaches 100, activates healing ability level 1, and the body's self-healing ability increases by 5 times. Are you sure you didn't make up a lie to save him?" Ajax suddenly became distrustful of Angel. And Angel has always been confident, "If I really want to save him, there is no need to tell you so much." "Okay, Angel, I blame you for missing it. Let's go down and have a look. He will be sent to Alawi by the person at the door for treatment." "No problem. Hurry up and send them to Okroy, don't let him die," Ajax said lightly. The men at the door entered the room immediately after hearing it. The 4 of them carried Mubai and rushed towards where Alawi was. Mubai from at the moment gradually lost consciousness due to excessive bleeding. Eyelids fight up and down. At this moment, Mike's voice seemed to ring in his ears. "Hey bro, Alawi is the most beautiful woman here. I heard she doesn't wear clothes when she treats people. If you fall asleep, you will miss the most beautiful scenery here. I think I'll stick to it." Just finished. Mubai passed out. When consciousness is restored, it was noon the next day. He was the first to smell a strong floral fragrance. Like lavender mixed with lilac and a little popcorn. He slowly opened his eyes. Be the first to see clean to reflective floors. Look up slightly. Bright room with clean walls. Turning over, I saw the ceiling with the famous painting of the Last Supper. A European-style chandelier hangs in the middle of the room. It was very different from the room I was in at the beginning. The bigger difference is that there is a sofa with ladylike temperament in the center of the room. On the sofa sat a woman in a white tulle elegantly holding a teacup. This awakened Mubai's unconscious mind instantly. Eyes that shone like blue jewels. Long golden wavy hair. The skin is supple. The figure is curvy. It seems to be a perfect sculpture shaped by Prometheus himself. Just looking at Meiman has a physical and psychological reaction. At the moment the woman was also looking at Meiman with curious eyes. Meiman's reaction is not unusual for women. Except for Ajax, there is no man who is not fascinated by her beauty. Woke up, she stood up and walked towards Meiman. The sound is not an imaginary sound from other places. Rather rough. But this does not affect the title of the flower of the Alawi Mental Hospital. The floral scent gradually intensifies. Meiman was sure that the smell came from the woman. You were seriously injured, but you recovered surprisingly quickly. Alawi deliberately walked around behind Meiman to check the wound. It was found that he was basically cured. Only a few scars remained. You are Alawi, right? Meiman's eyes involuntarily turned to one location. Out of politeness again, he turned his gaze to the floor. Yes, I am the only doctor here. I thought the woman named Alawi would be a strong woman who beat people with octopus tentacles, but I didn't expect to be so beautiful. What Alawi has heard the most is compliments on her beauty. Your compliment makes her a little curious. Beauty plus 10, current beauty, 10. Why do you think I'm a woman with an octopus tentacles? I knew a woman named Alawi before, and she is exactly what I just said. Meiman sat up while talking. Use the quilt to cover the upper thighs to avoid embarrassment. For a beautiful woman like you to appear here, there must be something special about her. You are also a mutant, right? That's right, but I'm different from you. I'm a mutant by nature. The fragrance emitted from my body can heal wounds quickly. There is only you here. Ajax and the others are not afraid that someone will think badly about you. Alawi smiled lightly. Don't worry, I can not only save people, but also harm them. That's why I'm the only one. They are all afraid of me. Sure enough, the most charming and the most dangerous. Meiman raised his eyebrows. Summary with the title of the song. Odor resistance plus 20. Current odor resistance is 100. Odor resistance reaches 100. Unlocks odor filter. Once you smell harmful gas, the body will start to filter harmful gas such as poisonous gas, odor. All gases that cause discomfort are completely filtered into harmless oxygen. They are getting more and more cruel. When I first sent you, I saw the deep wound on your back and thought you were dead. Now it seems that your super ability must be a healing ability, plus my healing, so you can recover extremely quickly. My back is all because of that idiot at Ajax, because I found out about his secret, so he wants to kill me. Ajax's secret. Alawi has developed a strong interest, and what she likes to hear most is secrets and gossip. Cure ability plus 20. Current heal ability, 120. Crit. Healing effect plus 20. The current healing effect is 20. Yes, a secret that can make Ajax, the fake smile boy, angry. Tell me quickly. Come closer, I don't want to be heard by a third person. Meiman pretended to be mysterious and glanced left and right. Alawi's ear was gently pressed close. The fragrance of jade neck is more attractive than that of duck neck. When you hear whispers from your ears. Alawi sat up straight with a sudden realization. It turned out to be like this. That's why he wasn't interested in me at all. I thought he was a gay. At least gays have that kind of life, and Ajax only live. Just when the two talked happily. Talk about when Ajax wasn't a man. The door of Alawi's room was pushed open. The appearance of Ajax made the atmosphere in the room freeze instantly. You look like you don't welcome me very much. This sentence is what Ajax said to Meiman. Meiman didn't say a word, but just a look, let Ajax know how much he hates his appearance. You ruined my best time in a brutal mental hospital. I spare your life, not for you to come on vacation. Ajax laughed the whole time. His injury has not fully recovered. It is estimated that it will take 2 days. On the side, Alawi took the initiative to ask for leave for herself. This surprised Meiman a little. Could it be that Alawi likes hearing her own stories about Ajax not being a man? Alawi, this is the first time you've protected a patient. Who makes this patient funny? You keep me here all day and don't let me go out. I'm so bored, so I want him to be my assistant. Alawi stood up and confronted Ajax. In his capacity as head of the Ajax agency. How dare Alawi speak like that? Her ability is definitely far stronger than Ajax. Alawi said so. Meiman hurriedly took advantage of the wind to steer the rudder. You treat a beautiful doctor like this. You don't even give her an assistant. Don't worry, I will be his assistant in the future. Otherwise, the two of us will go on strike together. Get Alawi's favor. Not only are you talking funny, but you can also support her. Cure ability plus 10, current heal ability, 130. Alawi glanced back at Meiman, confident enough. That's right, he will be my assistant from now on. If I don't agree, I won't help you heal anyone. It's a huge loss for the institution, and it feels like Sean Murphy is missing from The Good Doctor, and Walter is missing from The Deadly Poison. One sentence quotes the souls of the two dramas. Alawi can't understand it, but she thinks there must be many stories in it, and she is more determined in your choice. She likes listening to stories the most, and she insists on keeping you because you can tell stories. Pain resistance plus 50, current pain resistance, 60. Crit. Beauty plus 20, current beauty is 30. So, do you want to lose Sean Murphy and Walter? Alawi assumed a seriousness she had never shown before. Ajax is even more curious about Meiman. What made Meiman just a few days? Let Angel, who has always been violent and emotionless. The obedient Alawi changed for him at the same time to confront themselves. Alawi thinks about your family before she speaks. Mention family. Alawi's eyebrows are tight. The beautiful cheeks are much more ferocious. Stop threatening me with my family. I've been working for you for 3 years and I've never seen my family. It's been 3 years and I haven't let you meet. Maybe your family members have been treated as experimental subjects by Ajax. Adding fuel to the fire, aiming at Ajax. Ajax regrets sending you to Alawi. Double knife proficiency plus 10, current dual knife proficiency, 70. I need to see my family now, or I'll make this place smell like death. Alawi's eyes widened. Alawi is responsible for the scent of death, and I am responsible for the stink of death. It's none of your business, you better shut up. Ajax glared at Meiman fiercely. I can't wait to kill Meiman immediately. But Meiman always looks like you want to kill me, but you can't kill me. Ajax also realized that it was impossible not to regress. He is no match for Alawi. But the agency has mutants that are even more powerful than Alawi. It's just not to the point where the fish is dead and the net is broken. Killing both Alawi and Meiman has no benefit. Once the two leave, the situation of the organization will become worse and it will not be able to break through the bottleneck. Okay, I'll let you video call them tonight, but don't regret it. I will never regret it. And he wants to follow me in the future. Alawi was very reluctant to let Meiman be the management assistant. Obviously not letting it go. Ajax looked to Meiman. You can't hide the look in your eyes when you want to kill yourself. No problem, but now I'm going to take him away for a while, and I'll send him back in the evening. Where are you going? Ajax agreed. Meiman is no longer a novice without identity. It was Alawi's assistant. The assistant is going out, Alawi needs to know. Don't ask about this, it's kind enough for me to satisfy your 2 requirements, otherwise I will invite people from Area C to visit you. Mentioning Area C is like talking about it. Alawi also had to give in. Well, you must send it back to me at night. After speaking, Alawi looked at Meiman with reluctance in his eyes. When I come back, let's continue talking about a man who doesn't have a second brother. One sentence from Meiman directly made Alawi laugh. Okay. I really want to hear about the life of a man without a second brother. Alawi stole a sneaky glance at Ajax. Ajax suppressed the anger in his heart. This man without a second brother is obviously hinting at himself. Ajax can't wait to take off his pants to prove his innocence. Originally, he really likes the super ability that numbs the nerves and loses pain. Because of you, he felt the disadvantages of super ability for the first time. Pain resistance plus 20, current pain resistance, 80. Get out of Alawi's room. The outside environment put Meiman in a mental hospital again. A dark, sour-smelling corridor. If you don't pay attention to your feet, you can step on something disgusting at any time. Water was constantly flowing from above on the walls. Cursing and swearing graffiti beneath the green mold. Can't you pay someone to do the cleaning? As long as you pay the cleaners a confidentiality fee and sign a confidentiality contract, I believe they will not say that this is a base for abnormal human experiments. If they don't abide by the terms of the contract, you can sue them to earn some more breach of contract fees. Ajax would kill you right now if he could, for some reason he can't. During the days with you, he wished he had no hearing. Pain resistance plus 10, current pain resistance, 90. Another ability can be activated before 10 o'clock. Thinking about it, I now have healing ability, regenerative healing factor, strength strengthening, odor resistance, fart and many other abilities. It took only a little more than a day to easily obtain so many abilities. Indeed, speaking is an art. I have fallen in love with this art. Judging from the speed of Mewbai's several abilities in 2 days. If only Ajax, who was eager to create supernatural powers, knew about it. I guess I could cry and faint in the toilet. About 5 minutes. The two took the elevator to the top 6th floor. The elevator opened. What greets the eye is a clean corridor. And the ground is covered with red and black carpets embroidered with dahlias. Like the hallway of a high-end hotel room. Don't tell me, you brought me here to testify whether you are a real man. It doesn't matter what you say to me, but if you dare to talk nonsense about the people you meet when you go in later, I will definitely throw you into Area C. Area C. Mewbai doesn't know what Area C is. But obviously the scariest place here. The level of horror is no less than that of the public toilets in the Three Kingdoms. Do you understand? The two stood in front of the door of room 606. Ajax repeatedly confirmed. It seems that there is a big shot that makes Ajax afraid. Most likely his boss. I don't understand. What exactly is Area C? Does it mean that the people there are all C-cups? It's no wonder Alawi is afraid. Entering Area C with his figure will definitely be the object of envy. What are you talking about outside? Come in quickly. Before Ajax finished his order, a man's voice came from the room. The voice is very much like Marlon Brando speaking in it. Ajax tidied up his clothes and walked in the front to open the door. After entering, Mewbai once again saw a room that was incompatible with the outside environment. Looks like breaking into the office of a gangster boss. Depressed, stylish. It makes people feel that they must be honest as soon as they come in. There was only one old man with a bat comb and gray temples in the room. He sat gracefully on the leather chair behind the desk, wearing a suit and hugging a tabby cat. The first impression that this person gives people is either a gangster or an actor playing the gangster. Godfather, I brought it to you. Godfather, don't tell me you have a taste of Vito Corleone, especially the voice. Double-sided shock. Ajax is surprised that you dared to ridicule in front of the Godfather. The Godfather was surprised by your strong mental resistance. Although you only exerted a little fear mental pressure before you entered the door, if it were someone else who met for the first time, they would be frightened by his fear and pressure and their legs would go weak. And you said he didn't know Vito Corleone. Spiritual immunity plus 20, current spiritual immunity 100. Spiritual immunity reaches 100, activates spiritual immunity, and is immune to the negative effects of all mental abilities including fear, thought control, memory erasure, hypnotic ability, etc. This man is a talker. I should seal his mouth before coming again. No need. If he doesn't talk, why would I ask him to do it? The Godfather said slowly. His calmness as a godfather is revealed all the time in his conversation. The Godfather is not a godfather. What he wants is to be more thoughtful than someone. The Godfather used mental pressure on Mewbai from the moment he entered the door. But with Mewbai's answer without changing his face or beating his heart. It really surprised the Godfather. Then calm. He prefers others to show fear in front of him. So I deliberately strengthened mind control a bit. I want Mewbai to kneel on the ground in fear. Then talk to him again. In this way, all the right to speak is in the hands of the strong. The weak can only kneel on the ground and nod and tremble. Stop joking in front of the Godfather, or you will suffer. Ajax looked fiercer. The usually playful face is much more serious. It can be seen that he respects the Godfather from the bottom of his heart. The Godfather lives in such a dreary room. At the moment needs a humorous and sunny person. If you don't understand the Godfather, don't talk nonsense. I have been with the Godfather for 3 or 4 years. He likes people kneeling on the ground trembling the most. He doesn't like your pretending to be calm. I didn't pretend to be calm. We have known each other for 2 days, and you still don't know me. The Godfather of at the moment didn't listen to the bickering between the two. Eyes fixed on Mewbai, fingers lightly placed on the temples. Squint your eyes and enter the state. Continue to send spiritual pressure to Mewbai's brain. The Godfather is a natural mutant with spiritual abilities. Once the ability is activated, it can instantly scare people. In the peak period, he could even have a 50-50 split with Professor X. Against ordinary people, he just needs a little control. It can make the opponent terrified until he kneels on the ground. Just such a boss-level ability is second only to the mutant of level 5 Omega. I thought 3 seconds would be enough. But 10 seconds later, nothing has changed. 20 seconds. The Godfather's head was already sweating. Mewbai is still bickering with Ajax. 30 seconds. The Godfather was short of breath and sweating profusely. Mewbai held his nose in disapproval. Instead of showing fear, the expression was smiling, as if he had discovered something. 40 seconds. The Godfather couldn't bear it any longer. The nose was about to burst into a nosebleed. But at this time, Mewbai, who was still standing, suddenly fell down. The appearance of this scene. The Godfather was relieved, wiped his sweat and smiled. If you can't even handle a mutant who only farts, what face is there to say that he had a 55-5 meeting with Professor X? Then he asked in a narrowly winning tone, "Look at how he is he dead or not? What's wrong with you?" Seeing Mewbai suddenly get down on the ground, Ajax asked suddenly. "Nothing at all, I just saw what looked like a coin under the chair." Hearing this, the Godfather almost vomited blood. The body slides directly from the seat. Almost fell to the ground. The cat on his body was startled and jumped to another place. Anyway, he is also a 4th level beta level mutant. Level up with Professor X and Magneto. I'm almost exhausted now. Mewbai is fine. Pick up some coins, get up quickly. Ajax grabbed Mewbai. The two turned their attention back to the Godfather. "Godfather, what's the matter with you?" Seeing the Godfather was sweating profusely, Ajax said with concern. It's okay, I heard from Ajax that your smell can create mutant." The Godfather asked Mewbai weakly. "Godfather, why do you have a nosebleed?" The Godfather reached out his hand to touch his nose, and there was indeed a small amount of nosebleed. The reason why the body can't bear it because of the excessive force just now. This was the first time he'd used mind control on a person to the point of nosebleeds. The key is that the controlled person has nothing to do. He also took half his life. This made the Godfather feel bad. He doesn't think Mewbai is too strong. It should be the reason why I am old. So he used mind control on Ajax. Just a few seconds. Ajax knelt on the ground and trembled. Seeing Ajax suddenly react like this, Mewbai was a little taken aback. Sick in broad daylight. The effect of using it on Ajax is obvious. And it only used 1/10 of the strength to deal with Mewbai. This is a bit outrageous. The unbelieving Godfather took advantage of Mewbai to observe Ajax. Use mind control again. This time it didn't take a few seconds. The Godfather himself fainted first. One fainted, and the other knelt on the ground and trembled. Only Mewbai was left in the room, a normal person at a loss. "What are you doing?" "I have nothing to do. I'm leaving first." Seeing the two of them so abnormal, Mewbai left first. "Just go out." Mike's voice suddenly sounded in his ear. "Mewbai, come and save me. I'm going to be sent to Area C, I don't want to go. As long as you can save me, I will listen to you in the future. I will tell you all the secrets in the base, including the recent plan of the Godfather." Hear Mike's cry for help. Mewbai ran to the elevator without stopping. Although Mike is not really a friend, but his two abilities are very beneficial to him. It is important to Mike to escape from this psychiatric hospital. So he can't let it go. Slamming the elevator button to -1. The door was only half opened, and Mewbai rushed out first. "Tell me how to get there. Where are you? You let me go. I don't want to go in, someone is here to save me. I just got off the elevator. Go straight to the end, and after passing Area B, there is an elevator dedicated to Area C. Navigate to the location." Mewbai rushed straight to the elevator at the end of Area B. At the moment, the bald man smoking next to the elevator in Area B saw Mewbai appear. Malice immediately rose in my heart. And Mewbai's goal is obviously the elevator. The bald man immediately stopped at the elevator door. "How did you come here?" "It's urgent, my friend is going to be sent to Area C, get out of the way." "Do you still have friends here?" "That's right, I just made friends with the Godfather." "Stop bragging, the Godfather can be your friend. Stop chatting, I can't hold on anymore. Mike called for help again. Get out of the way, I don't have time to beep with you. It's impossible to get out of the way. Your friend is going to die today. I can tell you that I sent him to Area C. The bald man smiled cheaply. Are you targeting me again? Meiman doesn't care what the identity of the bald man is. He waved his fist in the face. The bald man is not a vegetarian as the person in charge of Area B. Head back easily flashed, then jerked forward. The bald head hit Meiman's chest. Meiman took several steps back. It feels like the bones on both sides of the chest are broken. Jungcho has no reason to kill you. Murdering your superiors and trespassing in Area C is enough to make you a capital crime. After speaking, he took out a Colt M1911 from his waist. Using a gun in a fight is not about martial arts. If I can use a gun, why should I use my hands? After speaking, the gun was fired. The bullet hit Meiman between the eyebrows. Boom, Meiman fell to the ground. A gun hole was left between the eyebrows. Heard gunshots and a conversation between the two. Mike's heart went cold for a moment. On the one hand, I feel guilty for Meiman's death. On the other hand, I am afraid that I am not far from death. You will go to hell when you die. The sudden sound of cursing reached the bald man's ears. Come on, anyway, you're going to accompany him in a while. The bald man was happy instead of angry. Don't care about Mike's incompetence venting. He turned around and took out a pack of cigarettes. Ignite took a deep breath. Don't mention how comfortable I feel now. But suddenly there was a gust of cool wind behind him. Before the bald man turned around, Meiman kicked the bald man hard in the crotch. This kick contains maximum power. The sounds of bones breaking and eggs breaking could be faintly heard. The sudden shattering of the egg made the bald man's entire face almost twisted together. He rolled his eyes and fell to the ground without a cry. Since you don't talk about wood anymore, don't blame me. Hear Meiman's voice again. Mike was overjoyed, but puzzled. What's the situation? You didn't get shot. Shot? How could it be possible to be shot? You didn't see that the scene just now was comparable to the Matrix. Invisible pretends to be aggressive, but Mike instantly catches it up. Slow motion vision +20. Current slow motion vision, 20. The Matrix, I've seen all 4 of them. No way, the movies in my world are also available here. Definitely, I remember next week is the 5th one. We must escape before next week, not for anything else, but also to watch Matrix V. By the way, when are you coming to save me? Next week. What? Just kidding, I'm already here. Beep. The elevator doors opened. Just got out of the elevator. Meiman saw 2 strong men standing in front of a cell door worrying not far away. Open the door quickly. Wait a minute, my friend has arrived, and he knows the person in charge here. I don't care who your friend knows, if you don't open the door, we're going to shoot. Hey, what's going on? Meiman beckoned and trotted over. The 2 strong men turned their heads in the direction of the voice at the same time. Who are you? I'm Mike's friend and I was talking to the Godfather just now, so I'm late. Talking about things with the Godfather. The eyes of the 2 strong men widened when they heard the Godfather's name. They looked at each other again. The Godfather's reputation resounds throughout the institution. No one knows no one knows. Anyone who has seen the Godfather. Everyone will say that he is a very scary man who dare not provoke him. You heard me right. I was chatting with the Godfather just now. I heard my friend begging for help, so I ran down quickly. Now the Godfather is still waiting for me to go back. Which one of you will be responsible for the delay? The threat was successful, and the 2 strong men started to fear you. After all, no one here dares to use the professor's name as an issue. Super Soldier +10, current Super Soldier, 10. We are just acting impartially, and now we are waiting for a mutant to do experiments. He was given to us by the person in charge of Area B. We didn't know he was your friend. The 2 strong men said one after the other. He has a strong physique, but he is very careful with his words. For fear of offending Meiman. The person in charge of Area B is the one with the bald head, right? Bald head, I don't know. We won't talk to the person in charge. There will be special subordinates who will bring the test subjects. So, you don't know a bald man. The 2 strong men looked at each other and nodded. Let my friend go, and I'll find someone for you. That's it, the Godfather can't wait too long. Mention the word Godfather. The two had no choice but to give up even if they were in a difficult situation. We can't wait too long. Soon, I'll come as I go. Leaving aside a word, Yazzie ran towards the elevator. Go up to Area B and drag the fainted bald man into the elevator. It was handed over to two strong men. This man is dead or alive. Seeing Meiman dragged a person who couldn't move. The two strong men were at a loss. It's still alive, it's just that the eggs are gone. The experimental product you need doesn't have any requirements for a few eggs, right? There is no requirement, as long as you don't die. Then drag it in quickly, I will not be responsible if you die in a while. Extreme exchange for 1, win Mike's heart. Hearing enhancement plus 3-0, current hearing enhancement, 30. Crit, perspective plus 4-0, current perspective, 40. It's not a loss to add 40 at once. Send 3 people away. Meiman turned his head to look at Mike, who was holding on to the cell door with both hands. This little skinny chicken physique can last for so long. Mike looked at Meiman with tears in his eyes. Are you okay? Thank you, thank you. I will never forget that you saved my life. Don't say thank you for your kindness, let's have something practical. I have no money right now. Who asked you for money? I overheard your conversation with Angel, like money is important to you. I'm just joking with Angel, and besides, there's money and shit here, and I can get whatever I want when I get out. Do you know any rich people out there? Tony Stark is my buddy. You know that billionaire. Pretentiousness is successful. Mike has already regarded you as a rich man. Wealth plus 4-0, current wealth, 50. It's more than acquaintance. When he snapped his fingers, my girlfriend cried in the movie theater. Then why are you here? Then why are there so many? Why are you 100,000? How long are we going to talk in Area C? Why don't we go to Alawi's room and chat? Yes, forget about it. Mike chuckled. Release the prison door with both hands. Bang! The standing prison door suddenly fell to the ground. You removed all the prison doors. I am not sure as well. Mike scratched his head and walked out through the cell door. No wonder you can hold on for so long, with great strength. Looking at my physique, I knew that I didn't have much strength. Maybe I was in a hurry at the time. I feel that you have more than one ability. Really, Mike excitedly said. Remember, whether it's true or not, you are always my little brother. One sentence to state the position. Hearing enhancement plus 20, current hearing enhancement, 50. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.